this lesson, I want to look at how we can search and edit captions that cannot be found normally using the inline translation mode of Sage CRM. In an earlier lesson, we had looked at how we can change the captions of many items using a feature known as inline translation. And here you can see I've logged on as a system administrator and I've come to the customization screen and then the translation screen, where I can choose to use inline translations. Now, what we can see when we switch on inline translation mode, many translations are marked with the asterisk and the hyperlink, indicating that we can carry out customization of those captions. But items such as the recent list and elements within this menu are not available to us to change using this technique. We can, if we want to translate where it says company here or person within the recent list, then we'd have to use a different technique. So I'm going to turn off inline translation mode for this, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to search instead for the caption that I want to translate. Now, it might be an easy idea to think that, well, what I want to translate, I want to change perhaps this word company, and I want to change it into reading organization. Well, if I search for company, what we'll find is that that might be too much of a result set that is returned. That might be very difficult for us to be able to define which item we need to translate. It's probably a better idea to look instead for the caption family that is likely to be involved. Now, in this case, many items are fairly easy to understand. For example, when we want to look for find, for example, these items are very often called in a tab names. There's a caption family called tab names, and we would be able to search for tab names to be able to start to identify all of the items that are used in tabs. And if we wanted to use the caption which is currently listed as find, well, we would see that that is also easy enough to hunt down. So a combination of the translation and the caption family allows us to find and identify the particular item that we want. And so in our case, if we were wanting to find the translation for company that is in the recent list, it's a good idea to use that idea of the recent list as the caption family. So I use recent in here in the caption family as well, and go and search for that, and we can see that there is indeed a translation. Now, it's not just the company that is listed there. I can see that I would have all of the different items that are currently listed within inside the recent list. You can see that these are all of the different items that are relevant to the recent list. So if I want to change this, I go in and find company, and I can now change the captions to what I need it to be. So if I'm changing the US translation away from company to organization, I can do that. So I put in the information that I want, I make the change and save this. So I've made my change, and that change won't be reflected immediately. Some menus are not going to be reloaded until you log out and log back into CRM. So in this case, if I look at my user, Susan May, who uses that language, we can see that company has not been refreshed for her. So if we need to log out, so I log out and log back in again, that recent list will now be refreshed. Click in here and you can see that it says organization. Click on it though and you'll discover that we have to find other items again that would be needed to be looked for using this idea of the searching for translations inside the translation screens. So what we have seen now is the method by which we can carry out customization of captions which are not covered by the inline translations feature.